Welcome to one of your Everyday Life in Colonial Virginia podcasts. Today, we will be discussing the role of the family in 18th century Virginia, particularly the roles of children. Try to fill out your Colonial Life graphic organizer while you listen along. In 1775, the Virginia colony had the largest population of any of the English colonies in America. The average Virginian family consisted of 4 to 6 children who all lived in a small 1 or 2 room house, usually a house with dirt floors. Can you imagine what it must have been like to live in a 1 room house with 8 people in it and no floors? Colonial children began working on their families' farms at a young age. They performed a variety of chores around the house, like sweeping, washing dishes, collecting eggs, and feeding the chickens. But they also did harder, more physical jobs, like picking worms off of tobacco leaves, hanging vegetables up to dry, and picking flower buds off of the top of tobacco plants. How do these chores compare with chores that you might do around the house? Do you think that they are easier or harder? Since there were no public schools in the 1700s in Virginia, colonial children didn't go to school. They were usually taught at home by their parents or by a local preacher. Boys were generally taught to read, to write, and to do simple mathematics problems so that they could grow up to run the family farm or to run a business. Once boys were older, they were often apprenticed to a local tradesman. This meant that they lived and worked with that tradesman for 5 to 7 years, and during that time they learned the tradesman's skills so that they could one day do that job too. Girls, on the other hand, were taught housekeeping skills, like cleaning, cooking, sewing, and watching young children. Their mothers also sometimes taught them how to cure illnesses through using medicinal herbs and plants. When girls were taught to read, it was usually the basics of the alphabet so that they could read the Bible. How do the school experiences of colonial children differ from your school experiences? Would you rather learn what colonial boys learned or what colonial girls learned? That's all for now. Tune in for the next Colonial Life podcast to learn about the lives of 18th century men and women.